LaVell Edwards is an icon. He was born in Orem, Utah, the 8th of 14 children. He attended Utah State University, where he was an all-conference lineman before serving 2 years in the Army. While at Utah State, he met and married Patty Covey. Instead of taking over her father's business in Wyoming, LaVell decided to become a football coach. First at Granite High School in Salt Lake City. Then in 1962, he was hired as an assistant coach at BYU. 10 years later, the school took a chance and hired a defensive coordinator with no previous experience as a college head coach.
I've only been associated with 4 winning seasons in 18, and then to have them give me the job, I mean, it shows you how bad the job was, I guess. But BYU had a long history of not a lot of success in football.
He would soon turn a mediocre football program into a national power.
Sports writers called it folly, but LaVell was crazy like a fox.
BYU revolutionized the college game. In an era where many schools ran the veer and the wishbone, BYU launched an innovative passing attack.
Wilson was the WAC's Offensive Player of the Year in 1977.
An offense that would produce record-breaking All-American quarterbacks and dramatic finishes.
Receivers are there, defenders are there. It is in the end zone. Who has the ball? Touchdown!
BYU went 66-9 from 1979 to 1984 under LaVell Edwards. It all culminated in a perfect 13-0 season and a national championship. He was named National Coach of the Year. BYU won 10 straight WAC championships from 1976 to 1985 and went to 17 straight bowl games.
And it is a touchdown for David Miles and BYU.
He coached 31 All-Americans, 6 All-American quarterbacks, 6 College Hall of Fame inductees, 2 Outland Trophy winners, a Doak Walker Award winner, and a Heisman Trophy winner.
Ty Detmer of BYU.
His teams won 7 bowl games, including the 1996 Cotton Bowl. After 29 years as head coach, he decided the year 2000 would be his last. After his last home game, it was announced that Cougar Stadium would be named LaVell Edwards Stadium.
In recognition of a remarkable and wonderful man, have determined to name this the LaVell Edwards Stadium.
It was fitting that in his final game as head coach, the Cougars beat rival Utah in one final miraculous ending.
What might be the final offensive play of LaVell's career? 3rd down. Back to throw. Brandon Doman. He's back to his 5-yard line. He throws long downfield, and it is caught at the 50-yard line by Pittman. Oh, my goodness! Staley is the tailback. Here is Doman rolling to the right side. He's going to keep it. He's at the 5, the 3. Is he in there? Touchdown!
He finished his career with 257 wins, which is 6th all-time. Coach Edwards was more than just a football coach. He was a leader of men. His impact on the game of football is immeasurable. So is the impact he had on the lives of his players. He will be remembered for his stoic sideline demeanor, but also his big heart and quick wit.
What I'm going to do is go home and figure out what a high horse is.
He served so many with Patty by his side, including an LDS mission in New York. He built a legacy at BYU that will be difficult to match. That legacy will live on through the players he coached and the lives he impacted. He is a legend that will be cherished and celebrated long after his passing.
So many great memories, a remarkable coach, a remarkable man, and a tremendous legacy. You asked the players, though, about him, about what he meant the most to him, about him, and it was the lessons that he taught, the things that he taught them that they will remember most and that they'll take away from it. There was also many that reacted to the passing of LaVell Edwards throughout the world, even in the political world. Jason Chaffetz, former player for BYU, he was a kicker in the late 80s, had this to say about LaVell Edwards' death. Just didn't make waves in the sports world, as I said. Here's his statement. Representative Chaffetz said, and he posted this photo as well on Instagram, that he feels so fortunate to be among the many young men Coach Edwards influenced and molded during his storied career at BYU. My life is forever changed by my experience on BYU and the football team. And of course, the governor also released a statement. Governor Herbert's statement is, the Edwards have been good friends to my family for many years. Of course, LaVell will be remembered and revered as one of the great coaches of all time for the way he transformed BYU football into a national powerhouse. But just as important is how he worked to transform young men into successful and better human beings. What a remarkable legacy that LaVell Edwards leaves behind, and he has impacted so many people. Dave, back to you down in Provo.